Welcome back, family, to yet another exciting episode of Yes Chef. I'm your host, as always, Big Chef Dro. Have you missed me? I know I've been gone a while, but I had a very important and big event that I put on the 20th of March. Man, it was spectacular. I had the models, I had the entertainment. My main man, C. King, way out of Harlem, New York, came down to co-host for me. My other main man, comedian Tim Shropshire, he came down from Charlotte, North Carolina to help us out. We had a 6-course meal. Folks, we had ostrich, we had barramundi, we had everything you can think of. It was a night of elegance, and that was just the first annual. A Night of Elegance Part 2 will be coming around next year as well. And family, I can't tell you how pleased I was with the outcome and all the response that I got. So I promised those in attendance that I would make some, if not all, of the courses that I put out there. And today, I'm going to make the first course, which was a Rainbow Quinoa Salad. Now, that's nothing that I made up. It's nothing new. There are quinoa chopped salads all around. I just added my own little flavor to it. And so today, I'm going to introduce you to a very flavorful quinoa salad. Come on in, family. I know y'all miss me when I do that. Let's cook.
Yes, chef, Big Dro, cook it up, let's go. Yes, chef, Big Dro,
All right,
cook
now,
it up.
let's go ahead and get into this Rainbow Quinoa Chopped Salad. Now, quinoa is best known as the mother grain, okay? Full of essential amino acids, fiber, protein. I mean, this is a superfood if you ask me. I'll just read the front of this real quick. Tricolored quinoa, which is what it's called, rainbow tricolored. I think you got white, black, red. I think those are the colors in there. It's light and fluffy with a rich, nutty flavor, a versatile whole grain that adds protein, essential amino acids, dietary fiber, and iron to salads, soups, and so forth and so on. Okay? Now, you don't have to, if you can't find the rainbow, you can always just use any color, even white, if you want. Okay, so I have a pound of quinoa here. I have some Italian parsley, and I'm gonna use, however much I need. Just note, this is your salad. Whatever you don't wanna add is fine. Whatever you wanna add to it, that's also fine as well. You can add as little or as much. You can kind of play with it. It's a chopped salad. It's just pretty much everything's just thrown in there, mixed up together. You ain't got to get cute with it, okay? We have some celery stalks. I have 2. Again, may use some, may use all of it, may use half of it. I also have some Meyer lemons, okay? Now, these look like oranges. My kids get them confused all the time. They're lemons. Meyer lemons are orange. They're the best lemons to get. I have a couple of limes here, just regular limes will do. And then I have what's called an English cucumber, okay? These are the real long ones that you can find in almost any store. They have plastic wrapped around them when you buy them. Then I have some heirloom tomatoes. Now, listen, to me, this one right here, this is the most flavorful one. But I like the other ones as well. They're known also as ugly tomatoes. These are the real heirloom tomatoes, and they come in all types of colors. You get purples and greens and yellows and orange and all type of different shapes and everything. Oh man, they are so good. Then we have some Hass avocados. I have 4 of those here. A red onion. I have a yellow bell pepper. And then I have some mangoes, some nice fresh, sweet mangoes. Here I have some Better Than Bouillon chicken base that I'm going to use with the quinoa. Now, if you are vegan or vegetarian or whatever, you can substitute this with the Better Than Bouillon veggie stock. What that does is it's just going to add some flavor to it. So instead of me putting salt in it, I'm gonna put some of this in it. And if I need to add a little salt, I will. But remember, these are salty, so you have to remember that when you're using this. And then I have some feta crumbles. Okay, this is 6 ounces. That's all I'm gonna use. I don't want to overtake. And remember, we always say, we cook, we balance things out. We don't cook with one thing overtaking the other. Okay, so I have some sugar here as well as some olive oil. So basically, we're gonna make the quinoa salad. We're gonna make a Meyer lemon vinaigrette to go with it, and then we're gonna do some things with the avocado. The avocado is gonna be the base of this quinoa salad. We'll put some limes and some other stuff on there to kind of bring some of that flavor out as well. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get this water to boiling. As you see, I have a pot right here. We're gonna get this water boiling so we can add the quinoa, and we'll be back with that. All right, family, so we're up to a nice boil. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this down. Get it to a nice low, medium low. And with the quinoa, there is instructions on every package. This particular package, again, is a pound, 16 ounces, and it's saying to add a cup of water for every half cup of quinoa. So that equals out to 4 cups. So I have 4 cups of water for this 1 pound bag of quinoa. So we have it on low, and we'll just go ahead and get our chicken stock off in there real quick. And that's 1 tablespoon. And you don't want to overpower this chicken stock. 1 tablespoon is pretty good for this amount. You just want to give it some flavor. All right, now go ahead and put your quinoa in there. And again, you can use however much you want. Okay, so we got it nice and stirred in there really good. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna put the top on it. And we can't ignore it. We're gonna keep looking in, stirring as we go. It's gonna take about 15 minutes whenever it absorbs all of this water, and then we'll go from there. So once it absorbs all the water, don't forget about it. Keep going in and stirring. Have it on a medium low, and just be patient with it, and we'll be back when we go to the next step. All right, family. We are at the point where we need to be. Now, as the water cooks out, you're going to understand and notice that you run a risk of burning the quinoa, okay? So, I must admit, before my event, this would always be the last step for me. But my brothers from Chef Culture, shout out to Chef Chad Cherry and Chef Dre, who was in the kitchen with me for this event, helping me out to make sure all the food came out correctly. Those brothers taught me a new technique as it pertains to quinoa. And the technique is, once you get to this stage, then you can put it in the oven for an additional 15 to 20 minutes. And what this does is, as we know, or if you don't know, quinoa can get very dry on you, okay? And that's what prevents a lot of people from eating quinoa, because it can get very dry. But these brothers taught me to go ahead and put it in the oven at 325, 350 degrees for about 15 to 20 minutes. Wrap it with some aluminum foil. Keep that steam in there, and it's gonna blossom out a little bit more, and it's gonna prevent it from drying out. So, got me a nice little aluminum pan, put some foil on top of it. I'm gonna go ahead and pop it in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes. I have the oven at 325, and when it's done, we'll be right back. All right, so while the quinoa is in the oven, let's go ahead and get this lemon vinaigrette together. Let's go ahead and squeeze these Meyer lemons off in here. Okay, I got all of the Meyer lemons squeezed out. I had 4 of them. I have 2 more just in case. Let's go ahead and get some sugar off in here. And again, this sugar is going to be according to your taste. Now here's one other thing that I forgot to mention in the beginning. You can also put a little honey in there as well. I'm gonna put a couple of tablespoons in there. So let's go ahead and start emulsifying and making this vinaigrette. And it's just stirring while adding a little bit of olive oil. And you want to use the robust olive oil, the one for salads and marinades. You don't want to use the olive oil for sauteing. I'm going to go ahead and squeeze these last 2 lemons in there. I want more of a lemony taste. Just a little bit more sugar as well. That's perfect. I'm just going to add a little bit more sugar to it though, just a little bit. But that's perfect. That's where I want it to be. All right, so now that we have that out of the way, we're going to go ahead and put this in the refrigerator. Let it come together real nicely. And once we come back, the quinoa is finished. I'll let you see what that looks like. All right, here we are. So right at about 15, 16 minutes. Let's go ahead and get a fork. Fluff it all up. Now, the next step is we're gonna have to cool it off. So we'll take it out of here and we'll put it on this sheet pan lined with parchment paper. And we'll go ahead and put this in the refrigerator. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the refrigerator. It'll probably stay in there for about an hour or 2. And then in the meantime, I'm gonna go over how you need to cut the rest of the ingredients that's gonna go in the chopped salad. All right, so we'll be back chopping up the vegetables that's gonna go into the quinoa salad. I'll just chop this off. We'll use this for a stock or something at some point. Now, chopped means, you want small, diced up pieces of vegetables or whatever you're using, okay? So you want to be real, you want to have a real precision in it. You don't want anything too chunky because you want this all to mold together correctly. So take your celery and just, chop it real nice and finely. If you have to, cut it in 3s or 4s or whatever to get that, that's what you'll have to do. So we'll get this together and then we will go on to the peppers. All right, so next is the bell peppers. So I've, cut these off. And what you want to do is you want to get as much of this membrane off as you possibly can. You want to slice it fine. One way I like to do it is just go down and julienne the bell pepper. And once I get it nice and julienne, go ahead and cut it real finely. All right, family, so I'm not gonna use the rest of this. So I'll say I probably used half of that bell pepper. It was pretty big, So I'm gonna just put this to the side and use it for something else. I think that's enough. Bell peppers have a tendency to take over a dish if you allow it to. All right, so the next thing that I'm going to do is get the cucumbers together, and we're going to cut these in stripes as well. Now, I'm not going to, the reason why I use these is because I don't want to deal with a lot of seeds. I don't mind these little seeds that are in these English cucumbers, not one bit. I don't mind them at all. So we'll go ahead and keep those in there, because it really doesn't bother me at all. So I think that little half is going to be enough for me. And that's, pretty much how it looks there. Remember, we have a lot more things that are going to go in there as well. So we do want to leave room for everything to have a balanced taste. Now, let's go with the onions. Now, this is a red onion. They are a lot more stronger than the other ones. And I usually put my onions in the refrigerator before I cut them. That's going to reduce a lot of the stuff that comes out of it that makes you cry. I don't know what I'm trying to say, and I always leave this end on. I leave the root end on as well. That also helps it stops from releasing all of those juices that makes you cry. So first things first, put it in the refrigerator, allow it to be cold, and then secondly, always keep that root on it, and that'll really help to maintain the level of stuff that comes out of it and that makes you cry. All right, so you know how this is going to go. We're going to go ahead, slice it once, slice it twice. Go ahead and go down the top of it. All right, once you've done that, you can just go ahead and chop these into small dices as well. All right, so we have all of these seeded. We got them all sliced up. So we'll go ahead and just chop them. We don't have to be as fine with these as we were with the other ones, with the other ingredients. You just want to get them in there. Now I'm only doing 3 of these because in case you didn't know, the heirloom tomatoes really do pack a lot of flavor, especially that yellow one. Very, very, very flavorful. All right, then next, it's gonna be a nice, sweet mango. So I'll go ahead and get this peeled real quick. All right, just turn it upside down, try to get as close to the seed as possible without taking any of the seed off. That was a pretty good cut. And then on the other side, and then over here, you're going to kind of have to go around. You're going to have to kind of go around the seed on here. Same on the other side. All right. Now, I have two of these. I have two of these mangoes. I actually have more than two, but I have two out. So if it's not enough, or you maybe want a little bit more in there, you're more than welcome to do that. I'm probably going to just keep it here with what I have. All right, fam, so we have a nice little bunch here of Italian parsley. You're going to cut it off about right there. All right, now, so I'm going to take a couple of these out of here. So I'm going to use them for decoration. When I'm done, I'll just put them in the refrigerator. After giving it a quick wash, you want to go ahead, put it on some paper towel so it can dry. All right, so after it dries, all you want to do is just kind of get it to a point where you kind of have it rolled or bunched up so you can easily chop it. I like to do it little pieces at a time. All right, so that's about all I'm going to use. I'm going to go ahead and chop the rest of this up and use it for another dish that I'm cooking tonight. So we'll be back. All right, here we go, here we go. All right, so everything is all mixed in here. I got all of the ingredients that I want inside of this bowl. So let's go ahead, start getting this quinoa off in here. And don't worry, if you don't use all of your quinoa will hold for some time. I mean, you have, a week or maybe even two with this quinoa, and you can add it to pretty much whatever you'd like to add it to. All right, so let's go ahead, let's give this quick whisk. And let's go ahead and add this. All right, that was the last of it. We're gonna get a good stir in there, and then we're gonna put it back in the refrigerator. And you can leave it in there for an hour or more, but just kind of let it get chilled. So about an hour to get a nice little chill to it. And then after that, we'll be ready to assemble. Now, with the avocado, of course, you want to open it when you're ready to do the plate presentation, because the avocados do brown. So that'll be the last thing that we do. Once this gets chilled, then we'll go ahead and start assembling. All right, so see you in about an hour. Hey, fam. So we have the feta cheese here. I like to put it in last. I just feel, if you keep it in there too long, it'll just start to take over the dish. So what I'll do is, just for these purposes, I'm going to take some out of here, put it over here, and mix this up with the feta. All right, family, so let's go ahead and get this base together. Now, you can do this right inside of the shell of the avocado. Again, remember, you want to do this closer to presentation. You don't want the avocados getting too brown on you and messing up an otherwise beautiful presentation. So we'll get that out. Let's go ahead and get the other one in there as well. Go ahead and squeeze this lime off in there. And then we'll finish it off with a little salt, just for taste. We'll give that a mix. We're gonna go ahead and get this bad boy assembled right on the middle of this plate. And you can put how little or however much you want as the base. Now, I'm going to go ahead, press that down. And let's get this off inside of here as well. Give a nice little press on there. Bring this up out of there. And look what we have there. Beautiful presentation. Now, what I like to do is I like to go ahead and top it off with some different flavors. You know, you can kind of make this your own. We got a couple of slices of heirloom tomatoes. You know, let's put some leaves up there for it as well. Get some parsley in there. So there's the presentation. So I guess you know what's next, folks. We're going to go ahead and dive in to this taste testing. All right, so here we go, the moment of truth. First off, I want to say for my event, I did hire a sommelier. And what he did was he paired this delicious Rainbow Quinoa Chopped Salad with this beautiful wine. It's an Italian white, Sauve Classico, or either Suavia. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't really remember. I'm not that good with pronouncing, you know, Italian wine names. But it is a delicious wine. Very fruity. Complements this very well because there is a lot of acidity in this, and this balances everything out. So it's a great wine. Great white wine. So let's go ahead, folks. Let's dig into this. let's see what all the hype is about. A lot of different flavors. The avocado on the bottom really, really does this salad justice. And then to wash it all down with this beautiful Italian white. Wow. Let me get a little bit of this with this Kalamata olive. Another level of flavor. Wow. So, man, a real healthy dish here. A lot of prep time, a lot of cutting, but in the end, you're gonna be rewarded for that. It is very good, and if you follow these steps, you don't have to worry about a dry quinoa. This came out excellent. Just a roller coaster of flavors. Everything is balanced out. I will say this, I think I put a little too much parsley in this one. So if you're gonna do it with the parsley, you can back off of it just a little bit. Maybe a tablespoon of parsley would do. I think I put about 2 tablespoons in it. So maybe a tablespoon of parsley, nice chopped parsley would do. But at any rate, it's still very good. I can just taste a lot of different things better than most people. My palate is kind of open to different flavors. So, folks, thank you. Thank you so much. I am about to get out of here. Thank you for being patient with me. I know you have missed me. We'll be back again next week with yet another exciting video. So if you are new to the channel, I want to welcome you. I want to thank you for dropping by, and go ahead and hit that subscribe button while you're here. Don't forget to ring that notification bell. That's going to keep you up to date with everything that we are doing on Yes Chef. So folks, always hit the like button on your way out if you found any value in this content. And until the next time we see you, until the very next video, I promise I'll never go away this long ever again. Peace, family.
Yes, chef, Big Dro, cook it up, let's go. Yes, chef, Big Dro, cook it up, let's go. Yes, chef, Big Dro, cook it up, let's go. Yes, chef, Big Dro, cook it up.